Laura Kelleher, and this is the Redhead Rides. Today's video is part of my series called Learning to Ride with Laura, and we are going to talk about gloves. Now, this is not a gear review. I'm just going to go over the basic types of gloves and, so that you can determine what's going to be best for you. Now, one thing I do want to say, and how we can break it down, is you've definitely got cold weather and warm weather gear. You've got street gear, track or street, and then race gear. So we're going to cover these different areas. Now, the first thing let's talk about is cold weather. Now, in terms of cold weather gloves, and we've got men's and women's, really cold weather gear is what you would expect. It's almost like a pair of snowboarding or skiing gloves. They come up longer, so it comes up over your wrist, and they're nice and insulated. You can't see, but they've got nice fleece on the inside so that your fingers don't get freezing. And there's got a lot of motion, which is nice. It's also going to be textile versus leather, so that they're going to hold up better in the water. The next set that we want to look at are warm weather riding. When it's hot, when it's summer, these are typically just for cruising or for street bikes. You are not going to be allowed to wear something like this on the track. These offer little in the way of protection, but they give you some. You've got some additional plastic here, some plastic here. You've got a pleather palm, which is nice so that your hands won't get sweaty when you're gripping your throttle, and you've got the controls. So this is really just a step above not wearing gloves at all. Now, when you're looking at the next gloves that we're going to talk about, these go up to your wrists. You can see they've got knuckle padding here. This is, a lot of gloves will actually come with real carbon fiber. This is a carbon fiber look, but it's still pretty strong. And these are great because they're lightweight, they're comfortable, and they give you that little extra protection, not only on the knuckles, which is nice, and they've got this little opening here so it can bend really well. It goes on, it fits with the jacket really nicely. You've got some extra additional padding, which is good. You've got a textile right here so that if you had to slide, because if you do crash, a lot of the times you'll either come out like this and slide, especially if you low side, something like that, and your hands will slide. Having this extra protection right along here is very key there. As well as, it's hard to see because it's black, but they've also got thumb protection, which is also very, very important in the event of a crash. So these offer a little bit more protection. They're very comfortable. It's a hybrid that's got a textile, so they breathe very well as leather in good places. And this is something you would never wear at the track, but you could wear on the street riding, whether you're touring, cruising, or carving canyons. This is going to bring me to our next set, which are, these are pretty much for street riding, canyon carving, but definitely for the track. What's really great about these is not only do you have the knuckle armor, but you also got the pinky and the ring finger attached. This protects your pinky because when you do crash, if you crash, a lot of times you'll slide and this can get jammed. This also has this little bit of extra right here to keep it tight for people with skinny little wrists like me. So these come up higher. They got the armor right here. You've got the extra padding on the thumb both here as well as along the side right here. You have an extra plate. You've got padding here as well as a skid plate here and along the sides. I had a crash last March when I was racing it with AFM at Buttonwillow, and a girl cut me off and I slid and I burned through my gloves, and I burned here, I burned my thumb, and I burned my finger. And had I been wearing these gloves, they have so much better protection, I probably would not have burned through the pad of my hand. So when you do crash, if you can slide, that's the best thing to do. Lastly, we're going to talk about pure racing gloves. These are the pièce de résistance, if you will. These are some super high-end, beautiful gloves. They're so high-end, they come in their own box. And these are some of the best gloves out there. Now, I really, really wish that they made gloves for women like this. They don't, but that's okay. We get more gear every day. What's really neat is these not only have all the protection that we were talking about, but they also have a Kevlar lining. But the quality is just absolutely incredible. Not only is this plastic, hard anodized plastic, so if you scrape, it's gonna have a lot of protection for you. You've got a reinforced palm, both just like this on both inside and outside. Same with the pinky, the thumbs are all reinforced. You also have knuckle sliders and fingertip protection as well, which is really great. And then here. So these have so much work put into them. You have so much additional stitching. I mean, even to the point where you can bend the fingers. It's got stitching right in there. So these pretty much, you could wear for anything for canyon carving, but these are really meant for racing and really, really hard riding. If you're just gonna hop on, you know, your Harley and go out and cruise, you probably don't need something like this. When to wear gloves? I think you should wear gloves all the time, period, no matter what. That's me. I feel naked without them. I know a lot of people like to ride without gloves and without gear. I do not recommend that ever. And go out and try them on. Find a local shop like this one, like BOMBAY Motorsports, you know, with a cool owner. Support your local bike shop and they'll find you whatever you need. So I can't recommend enough that you guys go out and try on gloves and find the ones that work for you, but always wear them. Thanks so much for tuning in, and if you have any questions, please comment. Let me know what gloves you like, and if you're embarrassed about your question or you think it's too basic, inbox me and I'll get back to you. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day.